We're live. Hi guys, good morning. Hopefully we're live. My phone has just crashed twice while I was trying to set this up, so hopefully we are okay. Right, I can see we're live. Good stuff. Hi guys, happy Sunday, happy Father's Day for any of you with your parents at home or if you're a dad yourself. Hope you managed to celebrate in some sort of way, even if you can't see them. Hi, good morning, Helen. Hi, morning, Maxine. So you've had Kitty for a good few days. I've had a busy old week. I've been at the studios quite a lot. Launched our Totally Beads festive makes on Creative Craft TV on Wednesday, which was phenomenally busy. It was really lovely. Good morning, Antida. Hi, Andy, Alicia, LJ. Lovely. Got all the usual suspects in here as well. If you are watching for the first time, give us a little hello. Let us know what you've been doing and how you found us. Hopefully we have been inspiring you for the last, I think we are now into week 14 possibly of these everyday makes. So 10 o'clock every morning we are here, either myself or Kitty. Good morning, Camille. Hi, Jane. Hi Di. Ruth, good morning, Sarah and everyone. I hope your weather's okay. Bit miserable here. We had a really beautiful evening, gorgeous, but a bit dreary today, a bit dull. Good morning, Antida. Hi, Anne. Lovely. So I've got lots of you here. What we're going to do today, oh, by the way, wasn't the Galaxy bracelet yesterday with Kitty and Christopher just absolutely adorable? I love it. Let me know if you watched that one as well. Hi, good morning, Carol. Hoping to catch most of today's tutorial before I go to work. Well, hopefully it's going to be quite a quick one. I'm going to show you today just how easy pearl knotting is. And this is something that not many people actually turn their hand to because they think positioning a knot is really difficult. And today I'm going to blow that out the water for you. I'm going to show you just how simple it is. Good morning, Adelina. Oh, I've missed you guys so much. I haven't seen you for, I think it must be about a week. So Kitty's been really busy doing the videos. I've got lots planned in for next week, so I'll be taking up the slack for next week so that she can have a couple of mornings without having to do them. Wet and yucky in Scotland. Good morning, nice to see you all. Lovely. Okay, so pearl knotting. I have lots of pearls to show you. Now, they are pretty special and we do have amazing prices on them anyway. So there isn't a bundle on them today. Depending on what your budget will stretch to and what it can allow you, I have some beautiful pearls to show you. There's something that you really have to, oh, Dee, we're jealous. Morning from hot sunny Spain. Beautiful. Oh, I'm glad you got nice weather. Enjoy. The pearls that we have range from probably about £4 a strand up to, some of them I think might even go up to 15. These are really special makes. Oh, Camille says pearls are her birthstone and it was her birthday yesterday. Belated happy birthday. Hope you had a lovely day. Well, this one I am dedicating to you, especially for today. Haven't got your little dog mate here. He's in the other room. John's keeping the dogs busy. But happy belated birthday. Okay, so pearls, like I said, I've got something hopefully for every budget. We do also have acrylic imitation pearls. So if you are looking for just a really nice cheapy make, or even if you want to practice your pearl knotting. Now, I'm going to be using some of our beautiful silk cord. And these come in 2 metre lengths, so I don't actually even cut them. I always work straight from the silk itself. And they have the needles already attached. So if you haven't seen these, they're 100% silk. I'm using the 0.45mm and we've got it in quite a few colours. I've got black and white here. We also have some grey available on the website. Oh, Camille, you're getting a lot of birthday love, which is lovely. So I'm going to work directly from the spool and thread them on. So prepping is super easy and then we're going to position them. Now there are things out there, there's tools that will help you do this like pearl knotters. I'm going to show you, you don't even need them. What we're using today as our knotting tool is just a needle. So you could even use a head or eye pin, but it gives you a slightly bigger gap. So you want something really fine, even a piece of wire. And I'm going to use a nice little size 10 beading needle to do them with. Okay, so I'm going to turn you down. Lovely. Okay, so lots of comments, hopefully. I do also have Kitty on here as well, so if you've got any questions, hopefully within the video we can get it all answered for you. So I'm actually using And I'm going to take another one of these so I can show you. I'm going to show you most of the pearls in real life so that you can just have a little look at them. Now, these are our 6 and 8 mil, because most of the sizes will vary. These are the 6 to 8 millimeter pearls in the potato shape. Okay, so you can see, just as the name would suggest, oh, I look like a potato. A very glamorous potato, but this is a potato pearl. So to start stringing on your beads, you're just going to cut it off of the cord that it comes, and all of the pearls come in 14-inch strands. So you do get a lot of them. Just looking for my scissors. There are a lot on a strand, and also because we're going to be individually knotting in between each one of them, you actually gain, you probably gain about 1 to 2 mil per bead. So your 14 inches, you could probably get 2 bracelets out of, you could definitely get a necklace, but if in doubt, go for 2 strands, and then you know you're going to have enough. So this is what the silk cord looks like. It's actually got a wire wrapped needle on the end of it. So as you can see, and many of you who know me will be pleased to know, no threading needles today. I've already got this on the silk itself, so that's going to make prep super easy. Just decant your beads, take them off of the strand that they come on, and you can actually use your flat pliers. Where's my flat pliers? If I grab my flat pliers, if you want to straighten up the needle, you can. You can just run it through because it's on a wire. Sometimes when I've taught this in workshops, some people actually like to bend it at an angle, just so that you've got something easier to hold on to or to work with. You can straighten those up, and then you will just thread your pearls straight on onto the needle and then down onto your silk. So preparation is super simple. That's going to go straight through. So these are the petrol blue. They are the 7 to 8 mil potato pearls, okay? And they are absolutely beautiful. Sandra says, I did a class on this over 10 years ago and made a beautiful necklace with freshwater pearls. Great to get a refresher. I absolutely love stringing pearls in this way. And also, if you have any family heirlooms, so my mum had a couple of my nan's necklaces that were pearls, or my gran's, I should say. That was her mum. And some of the silk over the years will wear down. The whole point of actually knotting in between every single one of your pearls is so that your piece is going to last years, decades, hopefully. But if anything was to ever break, you're only ever going to lose one of your beads because you're knotting in between them. So it's a really nice way of keeping these very special. And also, so with my grand's ones, over the years, the silk actually had deteriorated. It's things like your perfumes and makeup and such like, and just oils from wearing them that will break down. And so I was able to actually take apart the whole necklace and restring it. Also gave the clasp a good little tidy up and a clean. And my mum wore them for one of my sister's weddings. So it's hopefully going to allow you to mend some of those beautiful family heirlooms that you might have as well. Kelly says, do per stretch your cord, I have heard. You need to do that with the cord for doing pearls. I don't stretch the cord, but I guess you could. I'm guessing it's so that you don't actually have any stretch in it. I mean, this is silk, so it doesn't stretch anyway. So I don't, but I will have a little look. I find that one knot isn't always enough, and it looks funny with two, and I can't always get them close together. Angela, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So hopefully this will enable you to make new pieces, but perhaps also mend some of those beautiful ones as well. Okay, so these are our flat rice pearls. So as you can see, some of them have flat bottoms, and these are the 8 and 9 millimeters, and we've got them in silver, we've got them in the petrol blue, also in peach, and also in the white. So they are really beautiful. Now, we don't have a lot of stock of freshwater pearls. I've been desperate to do something with them for quite a while, but we've never really had enough to actually make kits out of them for the telly or to put together. So hopefully this morning, this will give you a really nice little taster of some of the beautiful beads that we've got on. Now this one I know is limited stock anyway. We don't have a lot of them, but I just wanted to show you how beautiful they are. These are the 11 to 12 mil potato pearls in silver. And they are a beautiful size. This would make a fantastic bracelet, really good for weddings and bridal wear as well. So if you want to get into something that is a little bit of a longer make, it's more involved, but this is going to last you for so long. Jean says, so glad I stopped by. I've wanted to restring my mum's pearls. Thank you. You are more than welcome. This is exactly why I'm doing this, because I want to be able to show you guys that it's super simple as well. And when you have something as precious as pearls to be working with, we're going to make them look amazing. Okay, so these are the flat ovals. These are so delicate. They're absolutely beautiful. They're between 4 and 5 mil. Again, all of these are on 14-inch strands. You could even, oh, I've got a little bug in here. You could even twist these together. You could make beautiful necklaces with them so that they just look a little bit larger. Brenda says, just bought myself a new office chair, so now I'm sitting comfortably at my desk watching. Fabulous. Hopefully nice and comfy for this morning. We won't be too long. I just want to show you these pearls before we actually get knotting. Okay, so these are the black. They're absolutely stunning. Hopefully you can see the colour difference between the petrol blue and the black. They've got almost like a purpley finish to them, but they also pick up and emulate greens and pinks. They're going to go with absolutely any outfit. These are the ovals. And these are between 6 and 7 mil. So again, a couple of them would make a really nice bracelet. It's going to be absolutely lovely. Anne says, I've got some freshwater pearls, so now I know what I'm going to be making next. Amazing. So make sure you get your silk, because the silk cord comes in lots of different colours, so you can colour match them to your pearls. I'm actually putting my petrol blue on the black just because I thought it would be a really nice contrast, but it looks great on white or grey as well. These are the rice pearls, so you can see now you've got the different shape. The rice pearls are a lot rounder and a little bit more regular in shape. So if you want something that's going to sit really beautifully flat to the skin and to move, so they've got more of a roll on them, then a rice pearl is perfect for that. Again, 14-inch strands, and these are 6 to 8 mils. So as you can see, you get the most amazing finish on them, and there's lots of different sizes. You could even add spacer beads in between these if you wanted to bling them up a little bit. Okay, my last one. These are the biggest ones that we have. They are pretty special. They are the flat ovals. These are 11 to 12 mil. So again, you're not going to get much of a roll on these, but they will sit beautifully flat against the skin. And I think these are gorgeous. These are in the silver. So you do have a beautiful, obviously pearlescent finish. You can pick up the blues, pinks in there. Remember, they are all freshwater pearls, so they have a beautiful finish, and these are pretty special. Okay, making the most of them. So I've shown you how easy it is to thread straight onto your silk. So you're just going to, for those of you who have only just joined, you're just going to cut the strand that the pearls come on. I'm using the silk in 0.45 millimetre. Somebody was saying a moment ago, I think it was Angela, that 1 knot isn't enough and 2 you can't position properly. So if 1 isn't enough, you need to increase the size of the silk that you're using, so the thickness of the silk, because 1 should be enough and it should sit really beautifully in between your pearls. So prep them and string them on before you get going. I find that that is easier because we're going to get into a nice little swing and flow. You get into the method. Okay, so I'm going to move you down ever so slightly. They are a really unusual colourway. Which ones are those? Are they the black ones? I think they're absolutely stunning. Okay, so I'm going to use my needle. Use one. This is a really great way to use some of your bent needles. So if you, Kitty and I are always bending needles, so by the time you finish a project, this one actually isn't too bad. But if you've got needles that you kind of deem, you've kind of rendered them useless because you've been bending them in your windows. I think my connection just jumped a little bit, but hopefully I've still got you all. Okay, so I'm going to use my size 10 beading needle, And I have left probably a good, 4 or 5 inches at the end, because I'm going to use this to attach a clasp onto afterwards, okay? You could use your culottes if you would like. You could go straight into a culotte and then string your clasp onto that. Or if you're using a traditional piece, like you've got your mum's pearls or your grand's pearls, something like that, of course you can use the clasp that they come on as well. And you can, oh Lucy, thank you, she says you're still here. Love a bendy needle. Yeah, it's we've all got lots of them. You can actually just knot your clasp directly onto the silk. So this is what we're going to get. It's such a fluid make, because you've got the knots in between each one of your pearls. And can you see they are perfectly positioned, even if I do say so myself, so that there is no movement. And normally it's quite hard to get them positioned exactly where you need them to be. This is really nice because not only does it give you a beautiful fluid piece, they hang beautifully when you're wearing them or on your wrist. It also allows you to make the most out of your pearls because you do gain that little bit more length. So I've got 15 of them here, which gave me a 9 centimetre length. But actually, once you've knotted in between them, it was 10.5 centimetres. So don't measure your bracelet when you've got your pearls strung like this. Just keep measuring your necklace or your bracelet once you've knotted in between, because you will gain that little bit of length. Okay, so we're going to use our needle to position the knots. So what I'm going to do each time is bring a pearl, because I've got them pre-threaded, so that's really helpful. Now I'm right-handed, so I keep my working pearls on the right-hand side, and my strung pearls that I'm going to be using are on the left. If you're a lefty, just reverse it round. And what I'm going to do is create an oversized knot. So I'm just going to wrap it around my fingers. I'm taking my pearls up and over, and these are the pearls that I have already knotted. They come through, and I'm using black so that you can see it so well against the white. But like I said, we've got lots of different colours of the silk. So I'm creating this oversized knot. My needle is going to go into that, and you will find that having a bead mat, or you could even do this on a cushion if you don't have a felt mat or a board, do something so that you can actually embed this in. If you've got macrame boards and things like that, that will really help too. So pop that down, and then I'm just going to pull it, and what you'll see is that because the knot is actually around my needle, that's going to position it right down next to my pearl, and I haven't pulled the needle out yet, it's still in there. And then I'm just going to take my left hand, I'm going to push that, so I'm using my middle finger or my remaining fingers to pull that extra strand, and I'm using my my index finger and my thumb to push that knot against the needle, and when I remove it, I also just squeeze that knot down, and that's going to position it perfectly in place. Okay, so you bring up a pearl, up and over, pull your strand through, needle will go in, embed that in the board or mat or cushion, whatever it might be, bringing that down, and you want to pull it as tightly as you can so that it's positioned right next to your pearl. Okay, and then just almost like wringing out a cloth, you're just wringing it and pulling it in through. And because I'm using the 0.5mm thickness, it's a great thickness, it's enough to sit with my pearls. If I'm using things like your imitation pearls, and we do have some of these, we've got some really lovely imitation pearls. These are actually on 3 for 2 today. These are actually acrylic. So they're really lightweight, but you can see they're going to have a larger hole in them than your freshwater pearls are. So you want to make sure that you're using either a thicker cord, or you can try and position 2 of them. And I'm going to show you how to do that on a separate piece of cord in a minute. I'll show you, I think it was Angela, wanted to know how to put 2 of them together. Okay, so this is how simple it is. Now, a couple of things that you might come across when you're doing it. So pulling your beadwork through, obviously as this gets bigger, it's going to get a little bit trickier. So what I actually do is I line the outside of my knot with my fingers, and I pull it through so that my beads are actually running over my fingers rather than running over the strand, because the strands will get stuck in between each knot. And I'll show you that again in a minute. So needle into that knot, make sure you bed it down so that it's going to stay, pulling that nice and close and then just wringing out that excess, keeping that tight and pushing it down. So lining your strand with your hands, and you'll see that top strand just runs over my middle finger, and as it pulls through, it then rests on my ring finger. And I'll show you what happens if I don't do that. Oh, look, I didn't even bring a bead up. Whoops, getting carried away. Okay, so if you find that you've got a knot and you haven't positioned it where you need it to be, or for example, in this case, I forgot to bring up my pearl, essential, then what you can actually do, because I haven't removed my needle, this knot hasn't yet shrunk down too tight so that I can't actually undo it. So take your round nose pliers, which I will grab, round nose pliers, and you can just open up that knot. So I've pulled it away because you've got that manoeuvrability because your needle is still in there. Open it up ever so slightly, so you can take your round nose pliers or you could take a thicker bit of wire. Can you see that I'm just edging that open? And I'm not removing the needle because that at the moment is stopping it from completely closing. It's going to be really hard to undo your knot once you actually take that needle out. So I'm trying not to split open the silk as well. And I'm just going to run that through my hand, just opening it up so that I can undo this knot. Now that it's big enough that I can actually undo it, I can remove that needle. I'm going to reverse my step. So I'm just going to pull my beads back through and I can undo it. So if you go wrong, just don't undo. I have a knotting tool as well, but I've never used it. Where did that just jump to? I have a knotting tool as well, but I've never used it. Another gadget bites the dust. Looks like this is much easier. The pearl knotters are fantastic once you get used to them. So you do just need to have a little bit of a play. I don't actually have mine handy. I should have done. And because we don't have them available, I didn't kind of want to say to you, oh, look at what you can't have. So I wanted to show you how easy this is. Okay, so I've brought up my extra pearl, brought this through, running it over my fingers, because if my fingers aren't here, my pearls are going to get caught on each one of those. So just run that through to make it nice and easy. Needle into the knot, up to the pearl. Make sure there's no gap in between those pearls. Pulling it through, wrapping that tail around the rest of your fingers. And if it looks like it's not close enough, just keep on pushing and edging it down. Then as I remove, I'm also pushing with my fingers. Okay, and because you don't want any gap, if you have a gap, your pearl necklace or bracelet, once you've made it, once you wear it and you hang them obviously vertically, you're going to get an irregular finish. So that's really nice. Okay, so I've shown you how to undo a knot if you don't position it right, how to run them over your hands so that it's nice and easy. Is there anything else that any of you struggle with when you are pearl knotting, or that you would like to know? Because I'm just going to keep on going now, but I'll answer any of your questions while I'm going. I'm just going to get into a nice little swing of this just to show you how quickly it comes together. Oh, I'll also show you how to position two on top of each other as well. So you can see having your beads pre-strung is going to make it really nice and simple. Needle in, all the way down, pulling that through. So tension is really important. Finishing off, please. Yeah, no problem. I'm going to add a clasp onto this one. I actually haven't grabbed a clasp. Let me just do that quickly now. I was going to try and find a really nice special one to use, but I ran out of time last night. Let me see if I can find something. I have quite a few special clasps that I was keeping just for doing pearl knotting. Sorry while I raid my cupboards a second. Okay, I'm not going to be able to lay my hands on them quickly, but what I will do is just use one of my lobster claw clasps. and show you how simple we can finish them. Now we do have some lovely clasps on the website. You could use magnetic clasps. That's going to be really nice. However, if you've got things like buttons, you could also use those because we aren't actually using any metal components. For any of you who can't wear metal, you could finish them off with nice buttons, which will make it really nice. And you also get some really special pearl clasps as well. You will find if you do have things like your grand's pearls, your mum's pearls, they always have the most beautiful clasps that will clip into each other. Again, just so it's going to give that beautiful finish and a classic finish to it as well. Oh, Kitty's just replying. That's all fine. Okay, so when it comes to finishing, you can either, like I said before, add on a culotte onto the end, or you can knot directly on. Now, the only problem is if you knot your clasp on, you're actually going to, if your silk does break, you're actually going to have to remake the whole thing to replace that one clasp. Okay, so you can knot directly on, and I would then knot this in exactly the same way as I have been with my pearls. So putting my needle in and moving it all the way down. The issue with that is, like I said, if your clasp breaks, you're going to have to restring your entire necklace or bracelet to be able to replace it. So ideally, you want to be adding on a culotte. Goodness me, I'm a scatterbrain this morning. Sorry, I haven't got... Here they are. Then you can finish your culotte, and I'm actually going to put a crimp bead inside, but we're not going to crimp it. I'm just actually going to use it as a little stopper. So, by using something like a culotte, you can also get little wire guardians. They're good for on the end. You can use your culottes that actually have the loops on the end of them. And I wonder if I can get away without having to thread this. I'm going to put my silk right up through the middle, like so. So using your culotte and a jump ring to attach your clasp is going to mean that if your clasp breaks, because obviously your silk is going to last a lot longer than your clasp is, if your clasp breaks, it's not going to matter because you will be able to just take your jump ring off and reattach a new one. So because I want to make sure that this is going to stay in there, I'm also going to add a crimp bead, and I'm going to knot the silk around the crimp bead. So I'm going to open this up just to give me a nice visible view for you. To open up that clamshell. My silk is up through the middle. I'm going to add on a crimp bead onto the silk, like so. And then we're going to tie a knot. So just like we did before, I'm positioning it nice and tightly. So my crimp bead will then sit inside. And we can always tighten it up afterwards as well. That's going to go down as close as I can get it to my... Oh, it didn't go down closely at all. Got all the way wrong way round. It's because I'm doing it. So do you remember I said to you about moving your knot down onto the right hand side? Because depending on, can you see now my knot is miles away? Depending on where you put it, is going to depend, is going to affect the travel that it will, the direction that it will travel in. So if you've got a knot and it's not positioned where you need it to be, make sure that the knot that you do then want is going to slide over it and not get caught on it. So I want that knot to come all the way through. Lovely. That's better. And all the way down. So when I'm working with, sorry, I'm just going to pick it up a sec so I can get nice and close. Perfect. So now I've got a knot right next to my crimp bead. I'm just going to crush that crimp bead to secure it in. So I've effectively knotted it in place in the middle. And then I can use my culotte to go up and over the top. That's going to give me a nice neat finish. And then you can attach your clasp with a jump ring. Do you have the shell culottes in stock? I think they look lovely with the pearls. These ones, yes, these are culottes with loops. So if you go onto the website, you'll find that there are a few different culottes. These ones, the little clamshells, are domed on both sides and they already have the 2 loops up at the top. So when you close it together, like so, whoop, you're going to get your loop up at the top that's ready for your jump ring. Some culottes actually have like a length of wire on the end and you would loop that around. That's not going to be strong enough for something like this. So you can finish with your culotte, which will give you a nice neat end, and then your jump ring and your clasp. I wouldn't put a lobster claw clasp on because it's just not special enough. Or if you've got something else, quite a special clasp that you just want to thread straight on, then you can. Obviously, if you're going to be using quite a traditional piece as well, you might even have your mum's or your gran's or someone's clasp that you would like to put on there. Charity shops are always great for getting things like your pearls as well. If the silk looks a bit grubby, you can actually restring those and you get some beautiful clasps from them. So you might even want to just buy something like that for a really unique clasp, which I find is lovely. I've got a box of kind of odds and sods that I have come across, maybe costume jewellery, and I've really liked an element in it, or a charity shop find and you buy it for a particular clasp or maybe a pendant. Things like that are always good to raid. So you can see, get into, is your silk doubled? No, Sue, it's not. This is the 0.45 millimetre silk cord. Here you go. 100% silk. It's for stringing your pearls and beads, and it already has a needle attached. So this is 0.45. Your needle is the wire needle up at the back, so you can see it's already on there, and that's why you can take your flat nose pliers. If you go back and look at the beginning of the video, you can take your flat nose pliers, just run that through to straighten it up. Because it's a wire, it will mould and form, and you can straighten it out. That's going to make it really nice and easy to then just string your pearls straight on all the way down onto your thread, onto your silk, because it is already wrapped around your silk. Because you have some really beautiful, please can you move down a bit so we can't see your fingers when you're knotting? Yeah. Let's have a little look. Let me move this light in as well. And let's see if we can get you a good little view. Is that better? Okay, so when I'm then pushing it forward with my fingers, I'm taking the strain and the tension of the excess cord and moving it along, removing that needle, and it will come down. I might hit the camera in a minute, sorry, because it's right in my way, but I will try and stay out the way. So making that knot, so you'll see my working thread is coming up and over, like so. You're then making it large enough to pull those through, and my fingers are lining the base of that knot so that my pearls just run along my fingers and they don't get caught up. My knot is then oversized up on the top here. My needle is going to go in. I'm embedding that into my little felt mat that I have. I'm taking my fingers to take that strain, using my index finger and my thumb to then sort of wring it down. So you can see that it's perfectly positioned where it is. And if I then remove the needle, I'm going to also take that tension, I'm pulling it really tightly, pushing in with my index finger and my thumb so that I can also then just butt that up. I mean, it's not even a milli, it's the thickness of my needle, but it will make a difference with your movement of the pearls. And you can see that they are really nice and stuck in there. Just ordered some freshwater pearls and threads. Lovely, Margaret. Really hope you enjoy them. Debbie says, my friend's mum found loose pearls in a charity shop. She had them threaded in a jeweller's and they were worth thousands. Oh, wow. That is amazing. Yeah, but pearl necklaces, I think, are just absolutely stunning. And if obviously, if you can have the real deal, then wowee, they must be amazing. And now, if that thread ever breaks, it actually costs a lot to get pearls strung at a jeweller's. And this is exactly what they would be doing. You can get the tools and the machinery to be able to do it. And it does take a long time. I remember when I was restringing my Gran's pearls for my mum, you know, it took me a good few hours to do it because I cleaned them all up nicely, you know, just really gave it some love and attention. It made it really special. But you can see why professionals you know, end up charging a lot for them because the precision in it, and it's not something you want to rush. Obviously I am just doing it quickly here, but you'll see that it does grow quickly as well. It's a beautiful therapeutic little process, and you'll have something pretty special at the end of it. So just make sure, can you see there is a little gap there? You don't want that. You want it as close to your pearl as you can. This is why using some of your bent needles is quite good, because you're going to use this one and probably bend it along the way anyway. And you can see when they are made up, they're so fluid. They're just beautiful to wear. You get that really nice, soft feeling to them. And hopefully it will give you a very traditional take, and you can make some modern pieces as well. Some of the pearls that we have are just absolutely stunning. Now, if you wanted to, you can add chain onto these. If you're doing your culottes, you can then add a jump ring. You can add chain onto it. Hopefully I've shown you just how easy pearl knotting can be. How do you clean them? You can actually get specialist pearl cleaner. I just used warm soapy water, so I just used like a little bit of my fairy liquid and my jewellery toothbrush. So I have a jewellery cleaning brush that I use. I soaked them for just a couple of minutes, take them out, put them onto like a microfiber cloth, and then you can use, it's not an actual toothbrush because the bristles on those are too hard. It's a jewellery cleaning brush. Looks like a toothbrush, but they're very soft bristles. And then you can just clean the outside of them, because with your freshwater pearls, because they are irregular, you end up with bits of dirt inside of them. So you can clean them with those. You can get the pearl cleaning cloths as well. So you do have to be quite careful with them. And then also you can take a needle, once it's a little bit warmer and wet inside, you can take a needle or an eye pin. If the hole is thick enough, it probably won't be, so just take your needle and just run that along the inside of the pearl, and that will clear them. If you're going to restring some pearls, you want to make sure that you're cleaning out on the inside as well. It's quite gross. Some of the stuff that you can get out of them, when you think about it, my gran probably wore the pearls, gosh, like 60, 70 years ago. And the silk itself was pretty grubby. So being able to restring them is really lovely. I have a box full of old pearls. Can you tell me if they are real? How can you tell if they're real or not? Now, I believe, although I haven't done it, I believe if you rub them on your teeth and they are gritty and they have that feel, it's a real pearl. It's a bit gross. I don't like doing it. But I believe, because that feeling, yeah, they should be scratchy on your teeth. If they have that sort of, oh gosh, I hate that feeling. It's like a sort of gritty, scratchy feel, as Debbie would say. And that would be a real pearl. So that's how you can tell. Hopefully that helps. Wash your hands first and clean the pearls up too. It makes me feel a bit funny. It's kind of like that needle, scratching on a blackboard feeling. yeah, you should be able to tell by then. I wasn't ever sure if that was just like an old wives' tale, but thank you, Debbie, for reiterating that I'm not completely bonkers. Okay, so showing you how simple it is. Hopefully you're going to get the most out of your pearls. We have some amazing freshwater pearls on the website. Go and have a look. Hopefully now me handling them and showing you them on the screen as well, you can see the quality of them, which is really lovely. If you do want to have a little tester, go for something like the acrylic imitation pearls, and then that way you can actually get used to the technique, in which case I would use a thicker silk or cord. Probably not use your good silk on it if they're just going to be the imitation, but you can practice. Thank you, Sarah, you make it look so easy. We'll now have a go. Lots of pearls resting. And did not feel I would be good enough. Of course you are. That's exactly why we do these videos, to give you the confidence and just a few top tips to be able to see just how easy it can be. For any of you who have joined us a little bit later in the video, Maxine says you made it look so easy. I promise you it is, and just make sure that you kind of line that knot with your fingers as well. It makes the running process of your knotted pearls so much easier, because otherwise you get into a real knot, and when it starts becoming frustrating, that's when the enjoyment is taken out of it. So hopefully I've shared some of my top tips to alleviate some of that stress and getting in a muddle, and make it nice and easy. If you've only just joined us, I've seen that we've had a big influx of people, so hi, good morning, happy Sunday, happy Father's Day as well here in the UK. If you've just joined, this video is going to be saved on our page. You'll be able to go back and have a look through all of the tutorials, but this one you'll be able to go back and see the very start of the video as well. Don't forget to hop over onto the website, have a look at the freshwater pearls. We've got 3 for 2 on the acrylic pearls today as well. So hopefully there is something for everybody's budget as well. Thanks, Sarah. Now I know how to string pearls. Wonderful. Susan, you are more than welcome. Hi, Marie. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, so it is Kitty tomorrow morning, not me. So Kitty will be with you tomorrow morning. I'm not sure, I can't remember what she said she was doing. But if you have any questions, pop a little comment in the video. Kitty and I will keep an eye over them through the rest of the day and the week as well. Don't forget to head over to the Facebook page for Totally Beads, which is where this video will be situated afterwards. You can go into the events and you'll see everything that we are doing for the next week and a half, I think it is, or maybe it's just until the beginning of July, and then we're going to work out what we're doing. So thank you so much for joining. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in the next few days. Oh, Dorothy says she loved it. Thank you so much. Christmas baubles tomorrow, or Christmas balls as Lucy's just put up. Christmas baubles tomorrow, amazing. We've just had a little festive event over on Create and Craft TV, so hopefully if you've got the app you'll be able to watch Wednesday's show from that as well. Take care everyone, enjoy your Father's Day, whatever you might be doing. I hope you manage to get in touch with your loved ones. Stay safe everyone, and I will see you in a few days. Thank you so much, loved you all.